Hello, hello, what is going on, party people? My name is Twinkle and welcome back to the channel. Today is the first episode of our war story that we will be starting. I'm going to be posting one of these. I'll try to every single weekend. And to give your overview, these war stories will not be based in modern times. They will be based back between 1200s, 1500s time. So medieval, almost to the Renaissance sort of era. So this is the first episode. I'm picked a Witcher 3, so I don't have to do as much concentration while I talk a lot to play in the background while you guys listen to me tell you about these awesome stories of heroism and actually just biographies almost. But anyway, sorry about that. We'll be hopping right into this first war story, which is by far this guy is very extreme and led more rebellions than the Resistance in Star Wars, almost. And so we'll be talking about Sir Henry Percy, or also as commonly known as Hotspur. He actually got this name from the Scottish enemy, because he was a famous British knight. He got this from the Scottish enemy because he was, apparently, he got it from being too vigilant when he was patrolling borders, so the Scottish enemy named him Hotspur for that specific reason. But anyway, tell you about Mr. Henry here. Mr. Henry was born was born May 20th, 1364, to, ironically, his dad was also named Henry Percy, and his mother's name was Margaret Neville. So, born British, and so yeah, that's pretty. Born into British family in Alnwick of the United Kingdom, so pretty high up there, especially in royalty. He was born in a noble family, so the first couple of years of his life was perfectly normal, especially for a noble family, except until he turned 13. He turned 13 and was knighted by King Richard at age 13, and not only a year later, he went into his first battle at age 14. This is pretty extreme, not to mention if you know knight training. Not many knights are really trained until they are, I do believe, knighted in late 20s. So the fact that he was knighted at age 13 obviously says something about his character, about how determined he is. But anyway, over the next 10 years, he fought in many battles in Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and all the current areas of the island. Along with this, he also went all the way to Asia, which not many knights did. He was out throughout Europe, since the Percys in general were known for being famous knights to serve the British Empire. Yes, that's what he did for the next 10 years of his life. But when it came to 1399 is when bad things started to happen. The king was making some rash decisions, and they decided, him and his family, to rebel. Like I said, this guy leads many rebellions. Well, he didn't lead them. He was just part of the leader of his families that did this. And what this entailed, they were supported of Henry Bolingbroke, which is King Richard's cousin, who they wanted to see to the throne. So the family, and with the king, Henry, went and killed King Richard, which made Henry the king when he declared himself King Henry the Fourth. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him or not. So they lived peacefully for a while, under this peaceful reign of King Henry the Fourth, until it came to 1402, when Hotspur and the rest of the Percy family started to, once again, question the rulership of the king. So, with this, I mean, guaranteed they had it right this time, because the respect of King Henry to the Percy family kind of left, and he started treating them badly, and again, made rash decisions a king really shouldn't make. So, once again, they rebelled against King Henry IV. Except this time, they actually joined with their main enemy, the Scots and the Welsh, to overthrow King Henry. So they joined with their enemies, which is very anticlimactic, you would think. So, it all came down to the Battle of Shrewsbury, resulting in actually Hotspur's death. So, that's sort of the end. He died at age 39 in July 21st, 1403. So died fairly young age, actually. I feel kind of bad for this guy, but guaranteed the lifespan of people back then was not that good. Also, ironically, he's more known for being a traitor that technically got killed by his countrymen than actually being a hero. So that's pretty much the backstory behind this whole Hotspur guy, which is he is labeled as one of the top 10 most famous knights in all of England, for the specific reason of him being, what was it? Participating in the main battles in Asia and as well as basically everywhere else in Europe. The Percy family was well known for being warriors, and they just spread everywhere. So he was well known for that. He actually has several statues all throughout England, and I do believe he has some in Ireland as well, because of what he did. But guaranteed, he was technically a traitor on 2 attempts. So like I said, in my opinion, he led more rebellions than the Resistance in Star Wars, and if you know about them. So anyway, what I think about this guy is I think he's pretty awesome. I mean, he survived over 7 battles, which the average knight's survival rate is 1 battle. So he survived 7, and he was a commander for the majority of it. So he was very good at what he did, very skilled until his unfortunate death at Shrewsbury. So, but yes, that is the story of Sir Henry, the biggest Scottish enemy that has really ever happened. He was labeled as one of the biggest Scottish enemies during the time until he joined the Scottish and got killed by his own people. Anyway, that is the full story of Sir Henry Percy, known as Hotspur as well. Anyway guys, that will be the first war story that we will be going for today. Next weekend I will be having another war story based on the Viking era this time, so we'll be switching from England to Scandinavia time, so probably a little bit more in the past. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. This is the first episode of War Story, and always remember, the sky's blue.